Hey y'all, let's do a reading. As promised, I am going to do an update for Pisces. It was one of the very interesting signs that I did on my little journey through the zodiac. And so there was, I think, still more of a story to tell. So I don't remember that reading. All I remember is I need to do an update. So I have shuffled the cards. We're going to use the animal deck for I want to say 4 card. Let's see what happens. We have forward movement, communication, 8 of Wands. The 6 of Wands. I'm really just getting the feeling this is 3. This is 3 cards, y'all. All right, so the World and 4 of Pentacles as well in their respective spots. Pretty auspicious. We do have the, that's the Page of Wands. No? Yes, the Page of Wands. And the Empress underneath that. And the 10 of Pentacles and the King of Swords. Interesting. Okay, y'all. Let's clarify a little bit. Super auspicious, amazing energy we're talking about when we have the World in any pole. You're looking at some good things, especially coming in the future. This is the best. The World is the best you can get. The World is your dreams and aspirations. Let's see what else we come. We're getting celebration energy. Following new vision. I think, there could be some communication coming in for you that makes you really happy. It could sort of put a light to things, like it could explain things in a way that you maybe you didn't anticipate or didn't understand. And suddenly you're happy about a situation that maybe before you were not. Why is the 6 of Wands here? We're using the Santa Muerte deck for our clarifiers. Why is the 6 of Wands here? Pisces energy is coming up. That is for sure. Pisces. This could definitely be career related too. You could be receiving some good news, or maybe you didn't understand a job dynamic the way you thought you did, and once you're able to understand it and see it better, it makes more sense, and you're happier about it. I don't know if the Santa Muerte deck is going to work for us because it's very, well, okay. The 9 of Wands at the bottom. The Ace of Swords. Justice. And the Emperor. Okay, kind of goes in a different direction than I thought. Kind of. A little bit. Not totally. Not totally, though. There's been some ego energy that you've been grappling with. Maybe last year, maybe recently. There's been some strong ego, whether it's within yourself or whether it's another person. There's been a headstrong ego energy with you. And you might have been showing it to friends, colleagues, work, co-workers. You could have been having this sort of hyper masculine, hyper know-it-all, hyper ego-driven attitude. It could have lasted years. It could have lasted months. It could have lasted a week. um, swiftly coming to an end, I think. If it's somebody else, then this is an issue that you've been dealing with for a while in terms of their attitude towards you or their attitude towards life, or it could be a coworker. But most likely it is a masculine energy in your life, be it a family member or a close connection. And they're kind of starting to see some karmic payback for the way that they've been treating people. I hope it's not you at this point, actually, because if it's you, then it's not going to be super fun. But the reason that I say that it's probably not you is that there's this celebration energy. So you really do have this sort of vision and rainbow after the storm. And the storm was this attitude. The storm was this attitude that they had. You're very complicated this year, Pisces, but that's okay. I think I have this intent to do extra readings for all the mutable signs because it's really the time to harness your best character traits. And so I want to offer any assistance that I can in that regard. Why is the Four of Pentacles here? It's going to be pretty quick justice over here. I'm almost getting like a ding dong, the witch is dead kind of. Like if you have a tyrannical boss, male or female, man or woman, if you have this tyrannical boss who's very much been in their ego and you've kind of like tried to avoid them all of last year, I think you're going to see some changes. And then you can celebrate it. Okay, why is the Four of Pentacles here? Why do we have this sudden vision and we're graced with this vision and gratitude for what we have? And also, yeah, there's a little bit of a reboot thing. Let's not forget that the Four of Pentacles can also indicate miserly energy. With this deck, it doesn't read that way to me most of the time, but we do have Temperance. So there might be at the bottom. So we might have this, we might have a little bit of a spendthrift, disassociation. Like we might have this, do I save? Do I spend? Do I save? Do I spend? We might have this tug in many regards. It's kind of like, it's kind of like the, kind of a bit like those folks that like apocalypse prep. There's a little taste, just a little sprinkling of that kind of energy here, where it's like, well, I really want to go to on that trip to Italy, but maybe I could sock that money away, or maybe I could buy extra supplies, or maybe I could put that towards my 401k. There's this like, there's this groovy like back and forth indecision. So Temperance on the bottom. Don't make any decisions too quickly, and I think that will help you. We've got the Four of Cups, the High Priestess, and the Ace of Wands. Interesting. This is very specific, and I don't know who exactly needs to hear this, but this is very, very specific message. For those of you who this resonates with, this is what it's all about. You have some of you at some point in the last year, 2, 5, 12 years have spent your money on love, like very brashly, very like buying trips that never got taken, like buying gifts, like putting all of your resources and your money into making someone else happy and to doing what you thought was best for the love connection or for them. And it didn't go great. It didn't go like you thought it was going to go. And you might be right now sort of in Four of Cups thinking, oh, I wasted all that money. I wasted all that money and I didn't get anything out of it. And the universe says you have the wrong perspective. You have gained so much. Could you have gained it without spending all that money? Maybe. Could you have gained it with that person without spending all that money? Perhaps. But you did it for honest, and you did it for reasons that were higher purpose, right? You did that for reasons that were beyond yourself, that were for the connection, that were for the spiritual connection that you felt with someone, which is love. Love is our spiritual connection. So the universe says, do not worry about this. Do not spend time concerned. I don't care, even if you're $50,000 in debt, do not spend time concerned that it was misspent. It's just money. You're going to make more money. Trust me, this year as a Pisces, you have huge opportunities to make money. If you don't make money, it's your own fault. Like, it is your own free will decision. You're literally going to have to say no to money if you don't make money this year. That's a whole other thing, okay? But you can start over. You with this new knowledge that you have, it doesn't matter about the money that you've spent because you're going to earn it right back. And meanwhile, you've gained all these insights that are worth your time. I mean, people worry more about losing money than they do losing their goddamn time. That doesn't make any sense to me. You know, you'll spend 15 minutes driving to another gas station to save $1. That kind of attitude, except amplified. Like, you'll spend so much time wasted scrolling on social media, and then worry about losing a few dollars on a book that you'd rather buy. Like, it's dumb. It's dumb sometimes. But Pisces, I don't think you have to worry about that too much, do you? But definitely about this situation, this very, 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 very specific situation where you spent money either on a person, with a person, to get to a person, to make a person happy, in pursuit of this connection, in pursuit of true love, in pursuit of love, which is a spiritual connection. And the universe says, don't worry about how you spent the money. You're going to make it back this year. It's just, don't get in your head about worrying about that. Okay. Very specific, like I said, and good for you. You got to take risks sometimes, you know, and it really is like, just keep on going. Just keep on going. Make money back. Make more money to spend on somebody else that you love, you know, if that's the case. If it didn't work out with that person, hey, don't be mad. Don't be mad at yourself. Don't be mad at them. This happens. This happens. It's much more valuable than money when we learn lessons like that and when we get to know people. Why is the world here? Why is the world here? The universe is getting very serious right now. I don't know why. There's there's memories in the air. We have the Queen of Cups on the bottom. We have the Three of Wands. We have the Nine of Wands. And we have the Magician. Wow. Just like the last reading that I had for y'all, there's so many layers to this energy, which is such a benefit to y'all, because as we move through this very complex period of time coming up here, this reading is timeless, but we're moving into a very complex period. Your mutability, your sense of adaptation, your sense of your emotional intelligence, your creativity is really you're really going to lean on those characteristics, those attributes that you have. And so that creates this multi-layered, multi-dimensional universe that us mutable signs are going to live in coming up. Already starting, to be honest. So we have the World, we have the Three of Wands, we have the Nine of Wands, and we have the Magician. I think there's a lot of passion, a lot of love, obviously. But your ability to alchemize, like basically turn water into wine, basically turn these benign, confusing situations to your advantage is going to be incredibly valuable and incredibly useful for you coming up. You see the depth in situations. Like, for example, there could be a little argument at work. Maybe one team wants to do a project one way, the other team wants to do the project the other way. And you're able to parse the passion that certain individuals have for their way, for their preferred way of doing things, and really push those buttons and lean into your emotional intelligence to get your preferred outcome. Does that make sense? Like, you can see where people's passions and love lies, what creates their world. And I'm not saying you're going to be manipulative. What I'm saying is that in order to keep the peace, in order to have the outcome for the greatest good, and to have your income multiplied. That was a little slip, but in order to have your income multiplied, the outcome for the greatest good, and to keep the peace, you can actually promote, create, cultivate these passions and these loves that people have to help it play into the grand answer. There's going to be a lot of benign situations like that you can sort of take control of, because there's going to be too much for regular people to keep track of. And I'm talking about all the signs that aren't mutable, and I'm talking about most people who don't understand energy, who don't listen to their instincts. There's going to be a lot going on. And so most people are going to get blinders on. They're going to have a few ideas or a few talking points, and then they're just going to stay in their lane to get through, to survive. I mean, mostly culture already does that, but you're going to see the full scope and you're going to see these different lanes that people are driving in, and you're going to be able to pull them together or separate them out really based on what you see and how they're driving them. It's pretty cool. I hope I explained it kinda. I hope that that resonates with you sort of. But I mean, if there's anything that you can do, because I think that you're you're always looking to learn, right? So I think if there's anything that you can do, you can really tap into expanding your knowledge of psychology, your knowledge of facial expressions, your knowledge of sort of emotional intelligence, what drives people, everything from birth order to so childhood trauma. And I'm not saying you're going to speak that. I'm not saying that you're going to use that. You just are going to read and then react. Trust me, you're going to be able to read and react and not have to explain it. Oh, well, it's not, you're not going to be in a what was that show? I can't even think. I'm so excited for you. You're not going to be in a Mad Men style boardroom with John Hamm where you have to like go through a vision board for the reasons that you took this action at this project meeting, right? You're just going to react, and there's only going to be time for that, and then it's going to be done. It's almost going to be anticlimactic for you. It's almost going to be like, oh, well, is that all there was? Like, it's going to be anticlimactic for you. But that's okay, because step by step, it's all for the greater good, and you're going to get rewarded for that. I just want 3 more cards. At the bottom of that is the 8 of Wands. We have the 6 of Cups. I hate to say it. We've got the 6 of Cups, we've got the Ace of Cups, and I don't hate to say it. I normally don't say this, but this is your destiny. It's your destiny. Seize the opportunity. Seize this energy and really just milk it for all it's worth. Drink every last drop out of that Ace of Cups. Dance every night in the 6 of Cups. Could this energy also help you persuade and understand and encourage and be a much better lover, partner, one night stand, whatever you want? Yes, it could. You could definitely find this energy influencing and increasing your attractiveness to whomever you would like to be with. So, that being said, have fun out there. Be safe, kids. Because this energy is not something that will be, will keep you safe from everything. So, great update. Really great update. Great energy. I love the opportunities that are out there for you. Just be ready to move. And be ready to spend wisely, spend your time wisely, spend your money, but don't worry about the money that you spent. Okay, thanks guys. That was a fun update. Remember that all tarot readings from the beginning of time, none of them have ever come out of a vacuum, and they're all influenced by the reader and the time in which they are read. Also, that being said, this is a timeless reading, so whenever you find it, that's when you were supposed to find it. And this that we were talked about, this could last 5 days. This could last years. I think for most of you, it's gonna last between 6 and 18 months. But who knows? Only you know where you're on your timeline. If you follow with my readings enough, you're going to figure out approximately where you are. You could be a couple of months behind, a couple of months ahead. This already happened for you. Great. figure out where that was, and then that's how far ahead of the energy you are. The only caveat with being ahead of the energy is it's kind of like, yeah, Rose, I was already there. I'm already doing this. Cool. Sorry, I can't, like, I can't offer you much assistance if you've already been through this energy, but maybe we'll match up at some point. All right. Thanks, guys.